or 6 days later to the occurrence at her village stop, but comma in quite contradiction to the aforesaid statement, comma, said witness has stated in paragraph 16 of her cross-examination that police had not grilled her about the occurrence stop. Thus, comma, in view of the aforesaid aspect of the case, comma, the aforesaid witness also does not appear to be worth credence and reliable. Stop. PW1 bracket Agnu Prasad, though, has also made an abortive bid to support the prosecution case as an eyewitness of the occurrence by stating in his cross examination in chief that at the time of occurrence, while he was regressing after defecation, comma, he witnessed that Ranjit Gop and Munna Gop cow hold Kamlesh, and Munna Gop resorted firing on the left side of the neck of Kamlesh by means of pistol, and then both the accused persons left the scene. Stop. Sustaining injury, comma, Kamlesh fell down on the ground. Stop. But, comma, PW4 bracket Chandrika Devi, comma, who had arrived at the place of occurrence after 2 days 3 minutes later to the occurrence, responding the firing sound, has stated in paragraph 13 of her cross-examination that none of the villagers had arrived at the place of occurrence till her presence there, and moreover PW3 bracket Ramadhin Prasad has stated in paragraph 8 of his cross-examination that after his arrival at the place of occurrence, more than 20 villagers named in the aforesaid paragraph, including PW1, arrived there, comma, but as discussed by us earlier, that the said witness, as per his statement given before the IEO under section 161 criminal PC, had arrived at the place of occurrence after culmination of the occurrence, responding the firing sound, and as per the said witness, PW1 Agnu Prasad had arrived at the place of occurrence after his arrival, which means that PW1 Agnu Prasad had also arrived at the place of occurrence after culmination of the occurrence and had not witnessed the occurrence, and he does not happen to be eyewitness of the occurrence. Stop. More so, comma, PW1 in paragraph 3 of his examination in chief has stated that he had given a statement before the police at the place of occurrence on arrival of police there, comma, but in quite contradiction to the aforesaid statement in paragraph 9 of his cross-examination, comma, he has stated that the police had not grilled him about the occurrence. Stop. Moreover, comma, the said witness appears to be on inimical term with the accused persons, as in paragraph 11 of his cross-examination, comma, he has stated that the case was fought between them and the accused persons in his childhood. Stop. Thus, comma, the testimony of PW1 Agnu Prasad also does not appear to be worth credence and reliable, and does not inspire our confidence to hold the conviction relying upon the same. Stop. The prosecution has laid much emphasis on the Fardhya of the informant, claiming it to be dying declaration, submitting that the informant had given the aforesaid Fardhyan at PMCH and subsequently he succumbed to his injury. Stop. So the aforesaid Fardhyan may be treated as dying declaration. Stop. But in our considered opinion, comma, the aforesaid Fardhyan does not happen to be dying declaration of the deceased, as the occurrence is said to be of 25 or 3/1997 at around 8 p.m., comma, but the aforesaid Fardhya was recorded on 26/3/1997 at around 12.45 hours. That that is after around 17 hours of the occurrence, and death of victim has also not been established by the prosecution by bringing on record the postmortem report and examining its author stop from perusal of testimony of PW2 Sarjub Prasad in paragraph 15 of his cross-examination, PW3 Ramadhen Prasad in paragraph 10 of his cross-examination, and PW5 Lakhan Go in paragraph 9 of his cross-examination, it appears that the informant was not given any medical aid either in the village or on the way at Hilsa or Fatwa stop, while as per the witness account, he was bleeding since sustaining injury by him, and as he had sustained bullet injury on the left side of his neck, and the bullet had traversed through his back and his Fardhyan was recorded after 17 hours of the occurrence, huge amount of blood might have been oozed out from his person stop as per account of PW5 as given in paragraph 9 of his cross-examination, Kamlesh bracket informant used to fall senseless intermittently on Hilsa, so in such circumstances of the case, in our considered opinion, the victim must not have been in a position to give such a graphic statement before the police as adumbrated in the Fardhyan stop. Hence, the aforesaid aspects of the case creates serious doubt about sanctity of the Fardhyan and the prosecution case stop. As per the witnesses account, the wound of the informant bracket victim was bleeding and the blood had fallen on the place of occurrence as well as on his attire stop. But IO of the case has not been examined by the prosecution, and due to non-examination of the IO, objective evidence could not be brought on record stop. As per the Fardhyan itself, both parties are on litigation term since before the occurrence, and as per the account of PW2 bracket Sarjub Prasad in paragraph 5 of his examination in chief, a litigation is pending between the parties since before the occurrence, and as per account of PW4 as given in paragraph 7 of her examination in chief, they had animosity with the accused persons since before occurrence, as father of Munna had eliminated her brother-in-law stop. Thus, both parties happened to be on inimical term stop. Animosity cuts both the edges stop, but in view of the non-reliability of PWs 2, 3 and 5 as eyewitness of the occurrence, and PW 1 and PW 4 not being the eyewitness of the occurrence, non-exemption of the IO, not bringing on record the postmortem report and examining its author, and not bringing on record objective evidence of the case, false implication of the appellants at the hand of the prosecution party due to forced animosity cannot be ruled out stop. In the forced facts and circumstances of the case, we find and hold that the prosecution has utterly and miserably failed to substantiate the prosecution case and complicity of the appellants in the occurrence beyond all reasonable doubt by reducing convincing, cogent, consistent and worth credence evidence stop. Hence, the impugned judgment and order of conviction and sentence passed by learned trial court against the appellants is set aside, and the appellants are acquitted of all the charges leveled against them stop. as the appellant Munna Gopara.